Yes.
by thanking the organizers, especially the government of Assam, the organizations, the partner organizations, and all the remaining stakeholders present here. Last but definitely not the least, our most important panelists. I'm sorry, I don't have a CEO about each one of you, so you could talk about yourselves when the chance comes. But let me begin, and honestly, between you and me, I can share. I was supposed to be a panelist today. Suddenly, I'm told that I have to moderate. But let me talk about two things. And since the topic is about digital innovation, and I represent the mission, the Ministry of Jal Shakti, specifically the National Water Mission, and I'm Joint Secretary there. So let me set the context. कि हम में से कितनों को पता है, or how many of us, did you know that it's said that if there's a third world war, it would happen for the water? Number one. Number two, did we know, how many of us know that the groundwater extraction that happens in India, Amandeep,
Yes.
please join Amandeep. I think a kursi aa jayegi. But how many of us actually know that we Indians extract groundwater that is far exceeding what is extracted in US and China put together? The third, we've heard about AI data centers, AI, etc., since this morning. They say one hyper data center per day for cooling will consume the amount of water that could feed 50,000 people every single day. So that is what is, I thought I must bring this context also into perspective amongst the remaining stakeholders, as I'll keep saying. And therefore, even before I request each one of our panelists to talk about and give their perspective about digital innovation, I have the TRIFED tribal ministry represented here. I have the telecom represented here. I have MGNREGA represented here. And I have the industry represented. So it's a varied set of stakeholders, panelists. MGNREGA, how many of us know that there's been a recent reform that Government of India has recognized that across the country, whichever block is overstressed, when I say overstressed, I mean the dark zone in the country in terms of water scarcity, 65% of the MGNREGA funds have to be invested for water conservation practices. Number one. Number two, so that's the importance that water is holding in our country. And since we have additional Commissioner MGNREGA, he could talk about it in greater detail, but let me set the context. That's about the overexploited. The second is, in the critical zones, we have to invest a similar 65%. Whichever is the semi-critical, and he will define which sectors are, which blocks are defined as overexploited, semi-critical, etc. वहाँ पे कम से कम 40%, आकृति की मैं हिंदी भाषा का भी यूज कर रहा हूँ, आई एम यूजिंग दिस, 40% कम से कम उस पर स्पेंड होना है, और not to leave the safe blocks or safe districts behind. So the government MGNREGA has to invest at least 30%. Now, having said this water context, and Jignesh just 5 minutes back talked about, can we have a hackathon? Can we talk about innovation in the water sector? So the Government of India and we as ministry have recognized this, that rather than restricting the R&D, look, water is a public good. So it cannot be restricted to any sector per se. So what we are trying to do is to revamp our entire R&D. We are shortly going to launch a hackathon. Since Jignesh talked about hackathon, I'm just taking those cues forward. We are encouraging the startups, the MSMEs, the academia, the industry, you name a sector, and we are inviting them to participate. first and for identifying problems itself. Because until now what was happening was that whatever government organizations would recognize would become kind of the problem statements that we are now trying to unshackle. That would be the first stage of, and so I implore upon each one of you, how do we take this message forward to each of those startups that there is this huge opportunity? And mind you, whichever problem statement gets shortlisted, there could be an award for financial incentive also for them. So that's like putting skin in the game. The second stage could be now, Jignesh ने तो problem statement की बात की थी. मैं तो water sector के R&D की solution की भी बात करूँगा. And therefore, gone are those days when we would talk about at the village level, at the district level. Now we are talking about क्या हम individual level पे farmer can he assess कि मेरे अगले 15 दिन में, अगले हफ्ते में कितनी soil moisture होगी, या क्या मैं crop सोच सकता हूँ, या or for that matter, we all buy ROs, many of us buy ROs. Can we have a low cost equipment? And here I'm talking about innovation. So can we have a low cost equipment that just tells us कि मेरे घर में जो पानी आ रहा है, is it potable enough? और RO के बाद भी is it potable enough or not? Those are the kind of innovations that we are trying out. And therefore I urge, मैं आप सभी लोगों से दरख्वास्त, इल्तिजा, रिक्वेस्ट, हिंदी तो मैं भूल ही गया हूँ क्या होती है, दरख्वास्त ये करूँगा कि कैसे इस मैसेज को, because there will always be a timeline for submission. So चाहे ELTS हो, चाहे Jigneshes of the world हो, चाहे हमारे ITIs हो, all of you are, first of all of you would be eligible to participate. So that's an added incentive. Two, can you take the message forward? I'll stop here as a panelist. Now I'll take over the job of a moderator. So dual role performance. Now let me start off with MD TRIFED. Sir, you've joined the TRIFED sector, the tribal ministry, and you are trying to get those tribal artifacts, those creations, those designs, bring to the center stage of all of us, not only in the Northeast, but in Delhi's of the world. How do you think leveraging AI for that matter, or leveraging digital innovation, and innovation need not be restricted to digital innovation. Innovation could be anything. How do you think you could help a tribal guy who is maybe not... wrap up in 2 minutes. Yes.
No, wait.
No, how do you think your tribe can help the last man in the village? Over to you, sir. And I think 6:27, so 3 minutes each panelist. I spoke for 3.5. That's because I performed dual role. 3 minutes each. No, sir. Oh, then I'm sorry.
Good evening, everybody. Namaskar. And I would also like to thank the government of Assam and all the organizers for giving us this wonderful opportunity to be here, and for me, an opportunity to explain about TRIFED. So thank you, everybody. I'll be very brief. At the same time, I would like to also give you some details. TRIFED, this is a Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation of India under the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, was formed in 1997 under the Multi-State Cooperatives Act. There are 4 major functions that TRIFED perform. One is providing minimum support price for the minor forest produce through the state governments, through the state nodal departments, and through the state implementing agencies. Associated with that is the institutional support being provided by TRIFED. This is to build the market sheds and the storage godowns. The third one is creation of Bandhan Vikas Kendras, that is a group of self-help groups. We can have about 20 such self-help group maybe the members can be about 300. This self-help group is being created again through the state nodal departments and the state implementing agencies to make the food gatherers as entrepreneurs to make their own value-added products, branding, marketing, finding market access, etc. Then the fourth one is the retail marketing. Maybe some of you would have seen the Tribes India outlets. We have about 110 outlets throughout the country. Even in Guwahati, when you are leaving Guwahati, in the departure section, you can find a Tribes India outlet. So these are the major functions we do. The tribal population is more than 10 crore in the country. When we talk about digital India and the other opportunities, we have to understand that the opportunity, the resources available for a urban dweller or a city person may be different from a tribal person, maybe because of their areas of living, their residences, the forest dwellers, or they live in and around the forest area. So with this understanding, we need to see how digitization from TRIFED helps the tribal artisan to improve their socio-economic upliftment, to improve their income generation like that. So the first one we use is the e-office mechanism for our own office purposes as well as for procurement of the material from the tribal artisan. We also use, I'm trying to give it very quick and very brief. Then we also use the digital payment method. By adopting the Government of India policy of digital payment, we to our suppliers throughout the country, from whom the tribal, maybe the tribal artisan or the societies or the communities or the self-help groups which produces the tribal artifacts. These can be tribal jewelry, textiles, bamboo, metal craft, and things like that. Paintings, all these kind of categories. There are 8 broad categories under which the tribal artifacts are sourced from them. We also source the natural food products from them. The digital payment has been introduced to benefit everybody. Then we have a system of this online registration, online exchange of information for the Vandan Vikas Kendras. Again, I will remind you all that this is totally different, like when in a city, when in a town, when you are using Aadhaar as a must and your OTP, this may not be the same in certain sections where the tribal population live. However, there are efforts, and we are doing our Vandan Vikas Kendra, registering of the members, uploading their Aadhaar. So the entire thing on portal basis we are doing, and we are also strengthening and then coming with the much more robust portal system so that we can have a digitized approach to our Vandan Vikas Kendras. Similarly, through the MSP being given to the state governments and the institutional support, the work is in progress to go for an entirely online process. The final, the fourth one is our retail marketing. Here we are helping our tribal artisans through the e-commerce platform. Tribes India recently launched a revamped e-commerce platform under the name tribesindia.com. Thousands and thousands of tribal artisans, artifacts, products are all in the display there. We are using that e-commerce platform effectively to help our tribal artisans. We have also have our products on the ONDC platform, then in the Amazon, Flipkart, Miso, all these platforms you are effectively using to help the tribal artisan through the digitized way and get their income generation increased to the next level. I would also take this opportunity to just mention about the initiatives of the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. There are two things using the AI-based models and all. One is the Adi Vani. So this is a kind of a translation tool for the tribal languages. It's a pioneering project because there are any number of languages of tribal population there. They are endangered, they are under some challenges. So this project helps in real-time translation, and it is also an interactive language learning experience for them. This is one such thing. I'm not going into the detail because of the paucity of time. And the other one is the Adi Sanskriti. This is again a digital learning platform for the tribal art forms. This will gradually develop into a tribal digital university also. So these are the few measures through which the digitization process is being adopted by TRIFED and the Ministry of Tribal Affairs of the Government of India to help our tribal artisans and the general tribal communities at large in the country. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I will go in the order of sitting rather than in the order of seniority because I don't even know. So I have, if I'm not wrong, Mr. Rajesh Rai as my next panelist. May I request you to delve on how can ITI leverage AI and upgrade the skilling of our people? Thank you. And I would request now it's 15:25, so you stop at 12 sharp.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much for welcoming here, sir. Let me briefly tell as ITI what we are doing for Northeast specifically. Our presence here is very crucial because we are a partner for defense services, especially for Army. We are laying optical fiber cable on the border areas. Our presence is also here for BharatNet project, sir. And BharatNet project is flagship project of Government of India, connecting all the villages. And in this phase 3, we have a target to connect 6,000 gram panchayats. Additionally, 6,000 gram panchayats in Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, and Nagaland. The 3 areas where we are executing the project. The areas of Assam and other northeastern states are still in tendering stage by BSNL, so that will come. So, coming to the skilling part, sir, ITI as a system integrator and as a company taking IT services to the doorsteps, we are involved in skill developments of the youths. We are involved in smart classroom projects, so targeting the youngsters. Atal tinkering labs, so we are setting up some of the labs here in Northeast. Most importantly, we are in cyber security aspect of it. So it is, see, the IT solutions and AI or whatever we are talking about, this is a tool which, if it is not given to the right person with the right skill, it will damage. So cyber security is one threat which is looming large. In fact, we only recently our Honorable Minister has mentioned that around 53,000 crore rupees were lost in cyber frauds during this year, current year. So it's a big loss. Areas which are considered to be lesser developed, but they are having very highly intellectual people, and the places like Jamtara, which are there in the news most of the time, that shows the potential of our youngsters. The talent is there, and if that talent is groomed, they will be a successful Google employees. If not groomed properly, they are doing creative. They are Jamtaras. So we have to be very, very careful in grooming our youth. Final thing, there's only 45 seconds left for me.
Yeah.
We are having our own data center, sir. We're a government company, so all the dignitaries present here, I would like to mention that to keep the data properly secured with AI solutions, we have the option. So state governments, some of the state governments are already there with us. We request the northeastern states to be partner with us. And we finally, when it comes to delivery of the projects, we are also a partner with ISRO. So we have a small bit of effort in Chandrayaan mission. So there also we are there. So from space to Earth, and sir, with Jal Shakti you are mentioning, I was looking at my half glass of water left here with me. Probably that also will be over.
I was about to talk to that, but I'll request you now because I don't want for us to come in between the cruise.
So with this, I'll conclude.
So I would now request Dr. Saxena, if I'm not wrong, to talk about what does Sparsh Universe, how does Sparsh Universe leverage the AI, and how is it trying to take it to the ground?
Thank you so much. Gigi, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir, for having me here. It was a wonderful day. I think multiple discussions, strategies we have been going through. Education, I think technology should not be looked as a sector differently.
And before, sorry to intervene, we'll stop at 9.
Yeah, sure. I'll be very mindful. I'm saying that, technology is just not the sector in isolation. I think it's a soil where every sector is now growing. Education obviously is not is deprived of the technology. What we are facing the challenges, and I think Sparsh Universe, because we are from pre-primary education, we are secondary education, we are higher education, we are in entrepreneurship development programs. We see the challenges more within rather than the outside. And I think Sir was talking about smart classes and everything. It has been done way back. Today, the market has much grown further. The gentleman from the Chhattisgarh came, talked about the ERP solutions. Again, I think these are the things which we have been doing it since ages. What is lying ahead, that's more important to us. And for us, important thing is that, what we are producing today, whether the corporate or industry have some kind of a resonance or not. Is the degrees more important, or the knowledge is more important, or the competencies is more important? That's where the challenges for the education sector is there. Technology, of course, we are using it. Very recently, we have launched even a robot teacher. Very interesting concept, where a teacher probably can come into the classroom, and from KG to competitive examination, she's full of information and she's completely AI-based. And it may be sounding a little funny, but that's how the reality, barring the, the general knowledge or the current affairs, she's aware about everything. A student goes and asks any kind of a question, and she immediately answers. Look at the challenges which the industry is facing. And the mindset here is more important, because teachers typically think they know themselves fairly very well. Part of the rote learning, we are talking about experiential learning. Today, technology is coming wherein we are talking about how to integrate the syllabus, how to integrate lesson planning, how the pedagogical invention can be introduced, and most importantly, how the results should be evaluated. Am I going to mark as an ABC category, or am I going to see my capabilities more important than anything else? So there are plenty of things which we individually and collectively in our Sparsh Universe is doing. We, coming from a business house, having into education, direct connect with the industry, trying to connect all the dots, and trying to see that every single student who places their trust on us in any of our institution should go out with a kind of a confidence that they can change the world. And therefore, the focus is a lot on entrepreneurship rather than job creation. Thank you. I won't take much time knowing the challenges. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Having heard the industry, having heard the government, now let me come to the academia part. So here we have Dr. Mukhopadhayay. May I request Dr. Mukhopadhayay to talk about how is your university taking the advantages of the digital innovation to the last man on the ground, maybe in a remote village in West Bengal? Thank you so much.
Good evening. Thank you. It's a privilege to be here. I had prepared for it, but I don't think we have the time for it. So what I'll do is I'll just read out a few lines which I decided to start with, and end the presentation. Yeah. It goes like this. When we speak of technology for digital inclusion and startups, we are really speaking about the future of our younger citizens. In this context, technology is not merely devices or apps. It is the entire digital ecosystem, AI connectivity platforms, digital identity, payments, and clouds. And the digital inclusion is not just access to the internet. It means every student, every youth, every entrepreneur, irrespective of geography or background, can participate fully in the digital economy. As a Chancellor of Brainware University, which happens to be the largest private university in West Bengal, I see one truth very clearly. Education is the foundation on which both digital inclusion and successful startups are built. If we do not educate, we cannot include. If we do not include, we cannot innovate. Thank you very much.
The academia was the shortest. Now let me come back to the government. Amandeep, आप मनरेगा देख रहे हैं, इसमें सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप हुआ या पंचायत हुआ या ग्राम सभा हुआ, आपकी स्कीम डिमांड ड्रिवन है। एआई या डिजिटल इनोवेशन, आप इसको कैसे, इसका इम्पैक्ट देखते हैं ज़मीनी स्तर पर? और अमनदीप, मैं आपसे खाली ये रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि हम आखिरी 2 मिनट छोड़ देंगे जो हमें टाइम दिया गया है। We have to prove as a group that we did efficiently. Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. I won't speak much. I'll just, since I'm speaking at the end, I will act as a whip and wrap up all the points. So you started with conservation of water and the degrees of work, the degrees of effort that we need to put. So in amount of degrees, if there is water scarcity in Uttar Pradesh, then that's literally red belts, like Indo-Gangetic plain having this. So we should assail our efforts, not just do it. Otherwise, I believe the entire water ecosystem and its cycle would be rent asunder if we do not act. And in lines of those, the government has taken decent steps, and not decent, it's like appreciable steps. And yes, 65% of the works of MGNREGA should be in NRM. And apart from that, 60% should be agriculture in total number of the works that are done. But talking about the inclusion concept and the novel efforts that are scalable for inclusion in the social overhead capitals and social sectors, I believe it is a double-edged sword. The more we digitize, the more we play into the hand of the digital divide. You cannot expect people to learn what you want of them. You need to do what they want or what they need. And that is the entire paradigm shift in the thinking process that we should take into consideration, like automated kiosks. Many people don't know what a button is, or making standardization of certain identities for remunerations. Probably it is not equal for all men, and there must be exigencies and contingencies and reactabilities that have to fill in the space that any sort of digitization or AI would create. I think I'm almost out of my time, but I'll take another 15 seconds. I like dystopian novels. One of my favorite series is Warhammer 40K, in which the men of iron created the men of stone. No, the men created the men of stones who created the men of iron. And they were so strong and so efficient that men stopped learning. So it's like there would be a part of our societies in which LLMs and natural language processes are there. That is the closest thing that we have to a general intelligence. But AI is very specific. It is just a machine learning, then randomization of it to power x infinity, and you get certain conscious type of behavior. But it is very specific, like analysis of images, probably water table study, and that is a very specific job. And I believe that there should be a two-way approach to this, where rather than empowering people, the demand has to be felt by the people. Well, it should follow the market economics. Thank you.
The only thing I say at the end is that